Oh man, I just cannot figure out who was in Paris. Wait. Oh, hi. Did you hear my whole discussion earlier? Let's just sweep that under the rug real quick. And how about you go grab a seat? Anyways, since you're already here, let me tell you the story about how I had the worst experience building my custom water loop. Actually, let me come downstairs real quick and I'll tell you. Oh God! Oh shit! Shit! Oh, right. Let me get up real quick. Anyways, let's get to business. You know, before we actually get into building my brand new machine, let's take a little bit of a trip back to baby Alilatoon. Wait, not that far. Anyways, right after the 10 series had just launched, I knew I had to get my grubby little hands onto a GTX 1070. And not any GTX 1070, an Asus 1070.
Yeah, boy.
But after buying that, I had zero idea where I was going to next. So indeed, I had gone smooth brain mode. But as I sat there, wallowing in despair, I looked up and I saw a light from the YouTube skies above, and 3 wise men came down with their knowledge. The first one to come down was Linus of the Tech Tips. He gives quality content with his merch included, and a man who lets his fanbase meme him at his lowest moments. Next was Jay, 2 of Sense, a holy man of custom water loop cooling, and the coolest dad in the block with a body to match. And lastly, but certainly not least, the gamers of Nexus, a virtuous man who does not care if his opinions cost money, for he gives knowledge to all who seek. When I built my first computer, these 3 helped me figure out how to find the correct components that go together, budget out my computer, and taught the basics of putting together a PC. Unfortunately, I'm kind of an idiot, so I still messed it up. I decided to go out and cobble together what money I could find. Then I went online to buy the rest of my computer. She wasn't the highest end computer, but I was proud. Well, after shelling out $100 to help fix it since it was boot looping when I first built it. But she was mine nonetheless. And after 5 years, I decided she needed a well overdue update. I added all the necessities. 5 RGB fans to give that extra bit of FPS. Next was 32 gigabytes of RAM so that I could open up 2 tabs of Google Chrome. And last, but certainly not least, the most important part of this entire set, the mini natty light beer can.
Let's a fucking...
So why am I telling you all of this? Well, in the business, we call this foreshadowing. After all those hot rod upgrades, the only thing left I could really do for my old computer was to upgrade the storage from a 2TB hard disk drive to a 2TB solid state drive, which would only be for faster loading times, and that's about it. The real problem started when Unreal Engine 5 was released. The old lady could barely keep up with it. I knew it was time to put her to bed and create a new beast that would replace her. Alright, griefing done. Anyways, now that that's over, so began the big brain plan to build the ultimate gamer computer. In preparation, I spent 3 months deciding what parts I really wanted and what would last me another 5 to 6 years of true gamer status in Hoonie Pop 2.
Are you winning, son?
Oh, and game development, I guess, too. While preparing, I also knew I wanted to do more than just an air-cooled system. A fully custom water loop with hardline tubing because it looked so cool and so easy. This led me to my ultimate goal. I was to blow all my money on a computer like I was going to Las Vegas for a week. Next, I needed this computer to have more lights than New York during New Year's Eve. And lastly, The water loop had to be hard line tubing, no matter the cost. Even though last time I had built a computer was almost 6 years ago, I jumped into the water face first, not knowing what the hell I was doing. Again. After sitting and waiting to see the prices drop enough, I decided to pull the trigger and start buying all my new computer components. Time had come. I had been waiting for this day for months now, and finally, I said screw it! I couldn't wait any longer. I should have waited. The first items to buy on my list were the water loop parts. I found that Corsair was the best for beginners since they had reasonably priced kits that came with almost everything you would need for a custom water loop. This was supposed to come with, and I quote, the Corsair pump reservoir combo, 3 meters of hardline clear tubing, 1 liter of the cooling liquid, 1 360mm rad, their 2 cutting kit, which included the saw, silicone rod, 2 digging mandrel, saw clamp, and 2 reamer. The CPU water block, 8 hardline tube fittings, 2 90-degree adapters, filling bottle, 3 Corsair QL fans, Commander Pro, and RGB hub.
Oh my god, let me catch my breath real quick here.
This is where my first problem came into play. I had bought this used from Amazon. They had said it is only opened and sent back with all the original components. In my infinite 5-head knowledge, I thought I had just saved $150. I was first missing plugs for the pump and reservoir combo that would hold the water in. I know my case looked like a fish tank, but I didn't want that in the literal sense. Next, the fans were somehow ASUS fans that they somehow packaged perfectly into the QL fan packaging. And the last major part that was missing was the AMD mounting bracket was completely missing from the CPU water block. Wonderful. Who would have even known if the pump itself was broken, or the Corsair liquid being filled with piss, or what else could have been missing from the whole entire kit? Needless to say, I was pretty pissed. Thankfully though, Amazon let me return the entire kit for a full refund, so this time I bought the kit from Corsair themselves. When I did, it was $50 cheaper than usual because of a special they were having. So in the end, crisis had been mostly averted. Also, side note, I hate Amazon customer support. I found they really hate doing their job in India. Though, this was only the beginning of the troubles I would run into as I started building my computer. After buying the rest of my computer, it was now time for the case. I decided to go for the Height Y60 because it looked amazing with its unique fish tank appearance and the 45-degree cut on the left side. Another factor was that the case had plenty of room to work with for a full custom water loop like the one I had planned. The last factor was the room for cable management in the back. Or the room I thought there would be for cable management. We'll get to that later. I went ahead and ordered my case directly from the Height website itself, especially with my recent fiasco with Amazon. The Height website said they were in stock, though now my order was stuck on confirming your card payment. After 3 days had passed, I emailed Height about being stuck on confirming your card payment. Then I sat for a whole week while hoping for a response. Even after 1 week, I'm still stuck on confirming your card payment. And still no response from Height. Ha! Though now, my bank says Height has deducted $200. Ha! Fast forward another 3 business days, no response. Ha! I come to find out while reading through forums, the only real way to get into contact with Height employees is through Discord.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Even with how ridiculous that sounds, it proved to be true because from there on out, I was able to get in contact with Height about my case situation. Well, it turns out I'm not the only one who thought the Height Y60 looked amazing. It seems that many others had the same idea. Height apparently had been going in and out of stock consistently ever since their launch. Well, after that, I said screw it, and I ordered the case from their sister company, iBuyPower. And guess what? I got my case the next week. I also had my order with Height themselves cancelled and refunded, but they were super good about that and gave me my money back extremely fast. The only troubles I saw in the future were just bending the pipes and making it all fit into this case.
Or so I thought.